Trio arrives at Vermilion City for Ash's third match. However, before that, they decide to have a break and go to the SSN. When they enter the SSN, they see a massive crowd of people eating a meal and socializing. So they decide to also have a meal there. After the meal, they took a walk along the corridor when they suddenly heard some noise coming from the captain's room. When they went in, they saw Team Rocket attacking the captain. They explained they're trying to catch all the Pokemon on the cruise, so they're trying to get the security camera footage from the captain. The trio tried to stop Team Rocket and send out their Pokemon to battle. However, Coughing ends up using self-destruct, which damages the ship and causes it to start sinking. The trio and the captain try and evacuate everyone, and while they're successful, Ash, Misty, and Brock end up getting trapped on the ship as the ship sank. Now, here's where we'll get the Pokemon on the Island episode, with the giant robot Pokemon. However, instead, at the end of the episode, the trio will end up getting rescued and brought back to Vermilion City. Now, in the next episode, they'll arrive at the Vermilion Gym for Ash's battle. When they went in, they met Lieutenant Surge, who looks at Ash's Pikachu and wonders why Ash hasn't evolved it yet. Ash says that he doesn't really care about evolving his Pokemon, which Lieutenant Surge just laughs at that, saying that a Pokemon can only become stronger once it evolves, which Ash disagrees on. So Lieutenant Surge sends out his Pikachu, sends out his Raichu to show to Ash. Ash doesn't really like this though, so he decides to challenge Surge to a one-on-one battle, which Surge agrees. And right off the bat, it's clear that Raichu has far superior strength compared to Pikachu, and is easily able to defeat Pikachu. Pikachu ends up getting admitted to the hospital because of its injuries. While at the Pokemon Center, Nurse Joy gives Ash a Thunderstone to give to Pikachu to evolve it. So Ash asks Pikachu if it wants to evolve. However, Pikachu doesn't want to evolve and knocks away the Thunderstone, saying that it would rather fight as a Pikachu. So Ash respects its decision. After Pikachu gets released from the hospital the next day, they head to Diglett's cave to do some training. That's when they run into a horde of Diglett led by a duck trio. So Ash decides it could be nice for Pikachu to learn how to use Dig, as Dig is a ground type move which will be super effective against Raichu. Ash also takes into account of the Diglett's fast movements and wonders if speed can help him in a fight. Because as he realized from the battle, Raichu isn't the fastest Pokemon. However, its strength is quite strong. So if Ash has the speed to evade all of its attacks, maybe that could give Ash the win. However, as Ash was thinking that, his Nidorino popped out of the Pokeball, wanting to learn Dig as well. So Ash has Pikachu and Nidorino learn Dig. The Diglets in the cave were surprisingly helpful, and helped guide Pikachu and Nidorino to learn Dig. Eventually, though, they return to the gym, with Ash this time requesting a 2-on-2 battle. And Surge obliges, sending out Voltorb first, while Ash sends out Nidorino. Surge says that Nidorino should be evolving into the Nidoking by now, and Ash not evolving Nidorino into Nidoking further proves why Ash won't defeat him. Ash also says that Ash then says nothing and continues the battle. Nidorino's speed is good, however Voltorb is slightly faster. However, Ash has a plan of using Dig, which surprises Surge, and is nearly able to take out Voltorb. However, Voltorb uses Explosion. Surge thinks he's already won. However, he sees a hole in the ground, and Nidorino pops out, revealing that it had used Dig at the last moment to avoid the explosion, and thus survived the attack. Surge then sends out Raichu next, and due to Nidorino already being fatigued from the earlier battle, it's able to be defeated by Raichu. Finally, Ash sends out Pikachu. Thinking back to the strategies he made the previous day, he has Pikachu use its speed to advantage to constantly dodge Raichu's attack, which actually works. Raichu can barely even touch Pikachu. Now, Raichu then unleashes its strongest Thunderbolt, and Pikachu vanishes from the field, with Raichu thinking that it's won. However, Pikachu then surprises Raichu with a Dig, revealing that, like Nidorino, it also escaped at the last moment, and is finally able to take out Raichu and give Ash the win. Lieutenant Surge admits that Ash's Pokemon are strong, even without evolving, and hands Ash the Vermilion City gym badge, and also gives Ash an autograph, which Ash doesn't really care about, so he just stuffs in his bag. The next day, the group decided to head to Rock Tunnel to head to Ash's next gym. It's there that they encounter Mankey that Ash decides he wants to catch, so he sends Nidorino to battle Mankey. However, during the fight, Mankey evolves into a Primate and is able to soundly defeat Nidorino. Primate then actually goes on a rampage due to its newfound power, so the trio escape. Well, after they escape, Nidorino really wants to battle Primate again, so Brock helps Nidorino with some training using his Onyx. However, their training ends up causing Primate to find their location and rampage there, so Ash sends Nidorino to battle Primate. However, before they can battle, a giant cage fell down and trapped Primate, revealing themselves to be Team Rocket, and that they've been spying on the Primate and seeing its strength, decide that they're gonna capture it and send it to their boss. However, Primate easily busts out of the cage and destroys Team Rocket, sending them blasting off again. And Primate ends up getting even more angry. So Ash has Nidorino try and calm it down with a battle. Nidorino is battling Primate. However, it's starting to lose. So Nidorino looks to Ash with a determined nod, saying that it's finally time. So Ash pulls out the Moonstone and throws it to Nidorino, evolving it into a Nidoking. Nidoking, with its new powers, is able to defeat Primate and allow Ash to capture it with a Great Ball. However, Primate isn't listening. Nidoking isn't listening to Ash, and is mostly just acting on its own, which confuses Ash, but he returns Nidoking to its Pokeball. The group then arrive at Lavender Town and are creeped out by the creepy atmosphere there. They see Pokemon Tower, and they're tempted to go in, but they decide not to. That is until they see a Cubone. The Cubone then walks into the 11th Pokemon Tower, which surprises them. Well, they follow Cubone in, and they're even more creeped out in there due to the gravestones and the atmosphere, and even more creeped out by a giant fucking ghost, which they instantly start running once they see, which makes them end up losing the Cubone. After they went outside Lavender Tower, Pokemon Tower, they end up hearing some noise, so they went over and see some people. The guys then tell the trio that Cubone was actually taken by a Team Rocket member to Celadon was taken by a Team Rocket member. So the trio decide that they're gonna have to save Cubone. They follow the general direction of the Team Rocket grunts and end up arriving at Celadon City. However, they don't know where the Rocket grunt is, so they decide to take a break at the Pokemon Center. It's there where they run into Gary and Leaf again. Ash explains the situation to them, and they agree to help with finding Cubone. So they head to the gaming corner to try and get some clues. When they say two Team Rocket grunts at a wall, so they ask the Team Rocket grunts about it, who then instantly try and attack them. So Ash and Gary send out Nidoking and Nidoqueen to take on the Rocket grunts. While Nidoqueen is listening to Gary's command, Nidoking isn't and is acting on its own, which confuses Ash even more. They are able to defeat the Rocket grunt, and Gary explains to Ash that Nidoking isn't listening to Ash because it doesn't think Ash has enough experience to control it. Ash is a bit bummed out at that since he didn't expect that to happen once Nidorino evolved into Nidoking, but he decides to let it slide for now. They end up pressing a button. Brock then reveals that there's a button behind a rocket poster, so they press a button and a wall opens, revealing a stairway. The 5 of them went down the stairway and find themselves in a base. They figured that this is a Team Rocket base and decide to start looking through it. A bunch of Team Rocket members then appear, confirming their suspicion, so they send out their Pokemon to combat them. However, suddenly, a wall slides down between the 5 of them, and Brock and Misty are separated from the 3 of them. While Brock and Misty wander around, they end up fighting a man named Proton with the Cubone. So Misty and Brock decide that they have to save it. Proton sends out Hypno and Weezing, while Misty sends out Starmie, and Brock sends out Onyx to take it on. However, Onyx gets defeated, so Brock sends out Geodude next. Geodude is nearly defeated, however, not wanting to disappoint its trainer, and also wanting to save Cubo. It evolves into Graveler, and with the combined might of Misty, Starmie, and its newly evolved power, are able to take out Weezing and Hypno. Then they're able to save Cubone in the end. However, Proton ends up calling even more Team Rocket members, so they continue their battle. We follow the trio Ash, Gary, and Leaf next. However, they end up getting cornered by two Rocket executives, Ariana and Archer. Leaf and Gary tell Ash to go first, and they will catch up with him later. So Ash takes off running, trying to find the Team Rocket boss, while the two of them take on Ariana and Archer. Ariana sends out the Arbok, while Archer sends out Magmar, and the two of them send out their respective starters, Ivysaur and Wartortle. They are able to take out Arbok, however, with a giant Fire Blast from Magmar. Both Ivysaur and Wartortle are taken out. The two of them send out their next Pokemons, their Nidoqueen and a Clefable, evolved from a Clefairy that she caught on Mount Moon, and they're able to defeat Magmar. We cut back to Ash, as Ash is running through, taking out even more Rocket Grunts, when he runs into Jesse and James. Ash asks Jesse and James where the Team Rocket boss is, and they're not going to reveal it, so they decide to battle Ash, with Ash sending out Pikachu and Butterfree to take out Coughing and Ekans. Coughing and Ekans have been through a lot with Jesse and James, and now that they have to protect their boss, they're not going to give up. And in brilliant flash of light, they evolve into Weezing and Arbok. It becomes an even tougher struggle for Ash. However, Ash is able to ultimately defeat the newly evolved Weezing and Arbok. Ash asks Team Rocket again if they know where Giovanni is, the Team Rocket boss. However, Jesse and James aren't going to let Ash get to it, so they throw a key into and somehow landed it in one of the air vents, and they take off running. Ash is stumped, thinking that he has to get the key, but he doesn't know how to. That's when Pikachu gets the idea that he can crawl into the air vents and retrieve the key, so Ash has Pikachu to do that. Inside the air vent, Pikachu looks around, trying to also find the Team Rocket boss. He's able to find a dark room, and at the end of the corridor, at the end of the air vent, found a key, and so it brings it back to Ash. With Ash having a key, now he can unlock the lifts. Taking a lift, he ends up getting into a dark room, where he finally meets the Team Rocket boss, Giovanni. Giovanni applauds Ash for being able to come so far. However, he says that this will be his end, and that he shouldn't have messed with Team Rocket. Ash declares that he will defeat Giovanni right here, right now. And Giovanni says that Ash's spunk reminds him of an old friend of his. And so, Giovanni decides to humor Ash, and allows Ash to challenge him to a battle. Ash sends out his whole team, Pikachu, Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Butterfree, and Nidoking. While Giovanni only sends out Persian and Rhyhorn. Butterfree is the first to go up against them, however it's the first to fall as well. Eventually, the battle continues to ensue, and both Bulbasaur and Squirtle are taken out as well. While Charmander gets knocked back, Pikachu goes to take on Persian while Nidoking holds back Rhyhorn. However, even Nidoking's strength isn't enough, and it's taken out by Rhyhorn, with Pikachu being pretty injured as well. Charmander, not wanting to let any of its friends down, evolves into Charmeleon, and is able to hold back Rhyhorn and Persian for a while, with Pikachu assisting. However, it's no use, as the two of them are defeated as well. Giovanni mocks Ash, saying that if he was stronger, maybe he could have posed more of a challenge, and that, however, because Ash was so weak, he couldn't stop Team Rocket. And as Giovanni is about to attack Ash himself, a Dragonite appears, stopping Giovanni. As a champion of the Kanto region, Lance appears. Giovanni decides that it's not a good idea to take on one of the Elite Four members right now, so he decides to give up. And praise Ash. However, while Ash did fail to defeat Giovanni, Giovanni does admire his mentality, and thus decides to reward Ash with a Sylph Scope. He reveals that a Sylph Scope is a device that allows them to see ghosts. For example, the ghost at Lavender Town. Ash asks Giovanni how the hell he knows about Lavender Town, but Giovanni about Pokemon Tower and its ghost. However, Giovanni doesn't answer and just disappears in a smoke grenade. Lance tries to get to Giovanni, however, he's unable to. Ash picks up the Silph Scope, and Ash and Lance leave the rocket hideout, finding that the other four of them are also safe, and Cubone has been reunited with Brock. Lance decides that he'll talk to the police about about the Team Rocket hideout, and thanks the five of them for the help. With Ash telling Lance that one day he'll defeat Lance as well and become the Kanto champion. With Lance just smiling and telling Ash that he'll be waiting to challenge the son of the world champion. The five of them head back to Lavender Town and the Pokemon Tower with Cubone, and they end up seeing even more ghosts this time. However, Ash uses a Silph Scope, and is able to find out that the ghosts were actually just ghost-type Pokemon, 2 Ghastly, a Haunter, and a Gengar. The five of them decide to battle the ghost types and are able to defeat Gengar and 2 Ghastly. However, Haunter isn't really attacking them, instead more or less just playing around with Ash. So Ash decides to let Haunter follow it for a while. It's not like Haunter is going to attack him. So they end up fighting the giant ghost again. However, this time Ash has a Silph Scope, and it's revealed that the giant ghost was in fact a Marowak. Here we'll get a scene of Brock's Cubone and the Marowak reuniting, and it'll be a touching scene, and it'll mostly stay the same like the Let's Go cutscene. Eventually, Marowak's spirit will disappear and head on to the afterlife. While the group are saddened by this, they decide that they're gonna keep on moving. There's still one more level to Pokemon Tower. And once they head up, they see an old man being attacked by Team Rocket, which Ash thinks is some deja vu. However, Haunter is the one that actually steps up before Ash can battle, and just scares Team Rocket until they run off. The old man thanks them for chasing away Team Rocket, and brings them to his house. The old man reveals that his name is Mr. Fuji, and that he wants to thank the five of them. So he gives Ash the Poke Flute, saying that it's an item that will wake up sleeping Pokemon, and it could prove helpful in Ash's travels. Ash thanks, and Gary and Leaf also ask if they get a Poke Flute, and Mr. Fuji tells them that they'll have to wait a while. He'll have to craft it. He also looks at Cubone, who is really attached to Brock now. So he tells Brock that he should keep Cubone. Brock is skeptical of it and says that Cubone will probably be better off staying here, wouldn't it? However, Mr. Fuji says that Cubone doesn't actually belong here. It's just a Pokemon. It's a wild Pokemon that decided to stay with them for a while, and so he tells Brock to catch Cubone. With Brock asking Cubone if it's alright with it, and Cubone accepting, Brock throws a Pokeball and is able to catch Cubone. Leaf and Gary decide to stay at Mr. Fuji's house for a while to have their Poke Flute crafted, while Ash, Brock, and Misty decide to leave for now. Once they're outside of the house, Haunter reappears again, and Ash asks if Haunter would like to join his team as well. However, Haunter just laughs and disappears, with Ash having a feeling that Haunter did head back to Pokemon Tower and is actually just following them. And this is where we'll end the episode off for now. So, what do you think of this episode? And also make sure to subscribe. And what do you think is happening next? And make sure to subscribe as well. You don't have to, just subscribe if you feel like you want to. And that's the end. So, thanks.